Hello and welcome to True Crime Rocket Science, the most authentic voice in true crime. Is Kaitlin Armstrong traveling under a fake passport? Well, recently in from the US Marshals, Kaitlin Marie Armstrong was dropped off at the Newark Liberty International Airport. That was on May the 18th, a day after Austin police obtained a warrant for her arrest. It's quite interesting looking at that warrant. The actual date on the warrant shows May 19th, so one wonders when the warrant actually went into effect. There's a signature at the bottom of the warrant showing May 17th. The marshals date the warrant as May 18th, but at the top of it, it shows May 19th, so one wonders about that. Anyway, when she at Liberty International Airport, that was 4 days after touching down at LaGuardia Airport in New York. That was on May 14th. Now, 4 days is ample time, in my opinion, to get a fake passport, assuming the underground vendor is known and contacted early on. We know there's already a ripe and ready market for example, fake COVID vaccine cards. As recently as January this year, nurses in New York made $1.5 million from selling them. A quick online search for fake passports in New York and Newark, that's an area that abounds with international airports and thus a ready market. And so this quick online search reveals, for example, a New York man was sentenced to 4.5 years for passport fraud conspiracy and aggravated identity theft. And this was, I think, earlier this year. I think it was January this year. He was sentenced on December the 1st, 2021 by U.S. District Judge Sarah S. Vance to 54 months in prison for his role in a criminal conspiracy involving false passports to defraud banks. And then, according to court documents, another individual flew from Newark Liberty International Airport to Louis Armstrong International on February 18, 2020. So dealing with the exact same, I think, criminal activity. And there's just more dealing with that. Hudson County man admits using fake passports to conduct 450,000 bank fraud conspiracy. This is all recent news. And then what's quite interesting, just in terms of the whole idea of fake passports, is there's an article from The Guardian saying how fake passports allowed certain members to enter Europe and US selling fake passports, and they describe it as a booming industry. Now, I can also tell you fake South African passports is such a big thing that one airline, I think it's Ryanair, has actually elected to force ordinary South Africans to take an Afrikaans test, like a kind of a quiz, before boarding to make sure they're legit, to make sure their passports are valid. Questions on this questionnaire include who is the president of South Africa and what is the international dialing code into South Africa. Now, an opportunist might be able to locate these or similar individuals on social media or their contacts and find a vendor. Also, who dropped Kaitlin Armstrong off? Curiously, Kaitlin Armstrong was in the same line of work as Brian Laundrie's parents, realty. And want us to ponder what this expertise might confer on a fugitive. Could she have had access to other people's passports or identity documents or photocopies of them? When people buy real estate, don't they have to provide proof of identity? Couldn't this be used cynically by a fugitive? Is there a link between real estate and passport documents? Well, even legally there is. One can literally buy a passport to certain countries by acquiring foreign property in those countries. The other issue that arises is how the US Marshals tracked Armstrong to Newark Airport. The answer may be that she used a credit card or that CCTV footage traced her there, or both. What is clear is there's no record of Armstrong on any passenger logs departing from Newark International. And it's quite interesting, some of the mainstream media don't even cover the following. I found this on Cycling News. Listen to this, quote, "The Newark Liberty Airport is now Armstrong's last known location. However, a search of outbound flights at this airport revealed no reservations had been made under the name Kaitlin Marie Armstrong. That's according to a statement from the US Marshals sent to Cycling News. And that was on Monday. I think the key word in all of this is international. Some of the foreign destinations served from Newark Liberty International include flights to Hyderabad, India, Manila, Philippines, Lima in Peru, San Jose, Costa Rica, Cancun in Mexico, and San Juan, Puerto Rico. Also, one can imagine the name Liberty International, just those words, as simply sounding like an appealing jumping off point for a fugitive. Just think about, you're a fugitive and you want to be free, you don't want to be caught, and you go to an airport named Liberty International, right? The final thing to address is this whole idea that Armstrong is considered armed and dangerous by the US Marshals. Personally, I doubt that she is. There's no way she'd be allowed to carry a weapon on these flights. And so each time she catches a flight, she's got to leave whatever she has behind in terms of that stuff. And it's been almost a month since the shooting of Mo Wilson. At every event that Mo Wilson attends, there's sort of an outpouring of grief. She really was a bright star in her community. The latest tip from the US Marshals is already 2 weeks old. It's starting to look more and more unlikely that she'll be caught, at least not anytime soon. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.